Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. As Academic Registrar, it is both my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the Cambridge Corn Exchange for this morning's Anglia Ruskin graduation ceremony. We've all gathered here today to celebrate the success of the class of 2018. Graduation ceremonies follow a tradition from the 15th century, and that tradition has developed since. Roughly translated, graduation means taking a step. And graduation symbolizes the move of the former student, now called a graduand, into a new role in society as a graduate, where they will use the skills and talents developed during their studies to contribute to the future advancement of society. Each graduand will cross the stage and shake hands with the Vice-Chancellor to symbolize their transition to this new role. We will applaud them for their success so far, but also in anticipation of the contribution we expect them to make to society in the future. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor will formally admit all new graduates to the community of scholars, and as new members of that community, As the academic procession leaves the stage, the new graduates will join the procession, and that will bring the ceremony to a close. During proceedings, those graduating with higher research awards will have their hoods placed upon them by the Vice-Chancellor to indicate that they have attained the very highest levels of academic achievement. So it is now time for us to begin our formal proceedings. I hereby declare the ceremony to be in session, and I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ian Martin, to address you all. Vice-Chancellor.
Graduates, family, friends, colleagues. As Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University, it's my very great pleasure to be here today at this, your graduation ceremony. Firstly, our heartfelt congratulations on reaching this really significant milestone and graduating from your chosen course. Today, you can take stock, you can celebrate, but also there's a little bit of today that's about looking forward to what the future holds for you and the multitude of careers you will undertake. We will have succeeded in our task if we've given you the skills and the confidence to influence, develop, lead all of the change that will make a difference to those around you as you build those careers. Before I talk a little about what's happened across your university over the last year, I have a few comments to make on those future roles. Firstly, to return to leadership, the leadership that I hope and know that each of you will bring to your communities, be they work, social, or beyond that. But in the main, I'm not talking about the big L leadership that comes with jobs that have a title, but the much more important little L leadership that each of you and each of us need to bring to those communities to make a difference within our sphere of influence. We need your passion, your enthusiasm, and your growing expertise to help address many of the challenges we face nationally and globally. Above all, we need you as experts, experts who are prepared to engage in debate, experts who are happy to harbour rightful doubt, and experts, above all, who work to ensure that the decisions that society makes are built solidly upon evidence, albeit tempered by a large measure of social justice. Expertise and the power of the academic and scientific process have underpinned almost all of the progress that society's made over the last 200 years. But being an expert is not the same as having no doubt and no uncertainty. Indeed, the true expert is the honest broker who shares both the strengths and gaps in current knowledge with others. Experts who hold no doubt are almost as dangerous, or perhaps more dangerous, than the fanatics who hold opinion with no evidence. The great thinkers of the past 100 years have helped me shape how I interpret evidence and expertise, and I would encourage you to do the same. Look forward to the future, what might happen, but at the same time reflect back so you can build a full picture. Bertrand Russell, whose views were, and in many quarters still are, somewhat controversial, said, "To teach how to live without certainty, and yet without being paralysed by hesitation, is perhaps the chief thing that philosophy, and I would add to that education, in our age can do for those who study it." Words as true now as when they were written 70 to 80 years ago. My second thought is one that is optimism. Don't be ground down by everybody who says everything is going backwards. Yes, there are huge challenges out there. Yes, there are many, many issues that our communities need to address. But I would challenge each of you to say, if you had to choose a time to be living any time in the past 2 or 3 millennia, you couldn't choose a better time than now. But we all need to make sure that those better times are felt by everybody in society, not just a few. All of this is underpinned by knowledge. Knowledge that's discovered iteratively, knowledge that is subject to doubt and challenge, and knowledge that is subject to transmission to future generations. The characteristics of this university and all universities. As you go from here today, you can and must make a difference to those around you, the wider community, and for some of you, I know, through leadership on a much larger stage. To turn now to your university. The 2017-18 academic year, the year of your graduation, was our 25th as a university. A milestone in a history that started not very far away from here in 1858, when John Ruskin gave his inaugural address at the opening of the Cambridge School of Art. The power of education, the importance of providing access to that education, and challenging accepted principles and dogma, we now call that innovation, were part of our institutional DNA from that day onwards. Over those past 25 years, more than 150 students have walked the path that you're about to walk, studying qualifications from architecture to zoology and everything in between. You join a fantastic family as you graduate today. In each of those 25 years, we've seen a great deal of change, some of it positive, some of it less so. This year has been absolutely no exception. The last 12 months have seen more change in the external environment impacting on universities than at almost any time in the last 30 years. This has produced, and will continue to do so, a degree of uncertainty for all of us within the university world. But we give you our commitment that despite that uncertainty, we will absolutely focus on the thing that really matters, and that's what we do, making a difference and transforming lives through the delivery of innovative, inclusive, entrepreneurial education and research. Despite all of that external challenge, the university is in good heart. We finished the year appreciably bigger than we started the year. We've seen growth across many areas of our institution. We were absolutely delighted to have secured for our university our medical school, the first in Essex, and 3 weeks ago, the first 100 students started, building on a very, very proud tradition of health professional education that's made a big impact right the way across the east of England. We were named as Partner of the Year by the Chartered Management Institute at their inaugural Higher Ed Awards, and one of our students at the same evening was named as the National Student of the Year. This is amongst many, many, many other student awards this year. We've responded to new ways of delivering education, and more than 450 students started degree apprenticeships, somewhat over 10% of the national total, a figure that will grow to 700 to 800 students this year. Our research and innovation portfolio has grown appreciably. We've graduated more PhD students than ever before. We've worked with a number of regional stakeholders, and just this week we started construction of a new innovation hub, a partnership between us, Harlow, and Essex councils. We've also been named as one of just 2 university partners for the National NHS Clinical Entrepreneurs Programme, which is focused on bringing new, great, clinically led ideas into our NHS. We've invested in our infrastructure, digitally, physically, talked about the medical school. We've got a fantastic new science centre here in Cambridge, and many, many other activities and areas. But for us, it's not about buildings, it's not about infrastructure, it's about the difference we make to individuals. We will focus hard on that, but to maximise that difference, we need to continue to have help and support from friends and our alumni. Support that takes many different forms, but support that really matters. It's added value to our education, it helps our researchers push boundaries, and it's enabled us to carry out a really wide range of activities that support the cultural, social and economic well-being of our host cities and the wider region of the east of England. Our commitment is to do what we can do to our best, but to do that maximally, we can only do it with our friends and our academic family, of which you join us today. Before I reach the end of this speech this morning, I do want to make special mention of your families, friends and supporters, many of whom have joined you here in the hall today, but many of whom are here in spirit. We know that for nearly all of you, they've made a material difference to the journey to get to the stage today. They've supported you morally, spiritually, nutritionally, and I'm afraid to say all too often financially. And on behalf of everybody at ARU, can we express our thanks to the support that you've given our graduates to help get to today's stage. I also have to acknowledge and thank the staff across the university. They are a truly incredible group of people who really care about you, our students, you, our graduates. It is one of the things that is most pleasing to be part of this community, is that passion and care they bring to the task of educating you and making a difference to so many. I also want to thank our governing board, whose wisdom and guidance has helped shape this university through good and challenging times. Wherever your ARU degree takes you, I wish you well. We hope that you continue very much to be part of this, your academic family, because after all, after today, your success and our success are inextricably linked. In concluding, I return once more to Bertrand Russell. The good life is one inspired by love and guided by knowledge. Congratulations to all of you.
Vice-Chancellor, thank you. So now we come to our main business for today's ceremony, the presentation of those receiving awards. And I call upon Dean of Faculty, Dr. Apurba Kundu, to come to the podium to present to the Vice-Chancellor graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Law and Social Sciences.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Law and Social Sciences. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, Creative Music Technology, James Henry Alsop. Joseph Ball. Hamish Brown. Also receiving the prize for the Best Major Project in Creative Music Technology, Sean Crisafulli. Charles Honeysett. Ankit Malik. James Ostler. Theo David Sayers. Also receiving the prize for the Best Major Project in Creative Music Technology, Ritik Weistop. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, Popular Music, Michael Chang. Connor John Augustus Henderson. Billy Painter. Evan Diawarta Setiadi. Christiana Simoesh. Lucy Wooding. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, Performing Arts, Rebecca Jade Bradbury. Sarah Button. Joseph Hall. Aji Jagne. Zoe Julia Knight. Michelle Lorraine Morgan. Abigail Patricia Fogg. Elizabeth Victoria Morse. Emily Pratt. William Edward Kenneth Rakes. Lauren Marie Rule. Lena Loomis. Also receiving the prize for Best Major Project in Performing Arts, Johanna Christina Tuomina. Leah Lovain White. Tia Williams. Whitney Warnell. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors Drama, and also receiving the prize for Best Major Project in Drama, Martina Joyce Boda. Lydia Gorange. Tom Heald. Philip Anthony Hickenbotham. Tyler Rose Martindale. Chris Mead. Elliot Nye. Ryan Price. Joseph Scholes. Colette Smith. Heather Catherine Sweetman. Jasmina Tihomirova Todorova. Jessica Weston. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors Drama and English Literature, and also receiving the prize for the Best Major Project in Drama and English Literature, Rosie Bridges. Greta Elizabeth Kobalkini. James Cox. Adam McGuinness. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors Drama and Film Studies, Maya Renee Bema. Christine Julie Ann Kennedy. Savannah Jessica King. Also receiving the prize for Best Major Project in Drama and Film Studies, Oscar Pearson. Emma Woolacott. For the award of Master of Arts Drama Therapy, Natalie Jane Archibald. Bluebell Eloise Bond. Chiara Maria Cutaya. Krista Marie Jones. Also receiving the prize for the Best Major Project in Drama Therapy, Elena Josephine Melvin. Rachel Haley Owen. Debbie Shobo. Felicia Elizabeth Sinclair. Maria Sut Ryan. Tracy Louise Talbot. Jessica Rose Tedford. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honors Music, Lucy Askew. Nathan Alexander Blankel. Alexandra Christou. Callum James Harding. Tasneem Jivraj. Anne Leverage. Phoebe Jane McGuire. Luciano Martuscello. Ryan Peter Meekins. Daniel Scott. Rosie Mae Wallace. Also receiving the Mark Devon Performance Prize, Thomas Watts. For the award of Master of Arts Music Therapy, Jack Edmund Barker. Chandra Rose Fairburn Chapman. Sarah Crabtree. Kate Amanda Curtis. Elizabeth Hollis. Chiang Ting Hu. James Lee. Sanli Lee. Patricia Ann Mason. Ana Pessoa. Verity Mercedes Ransom. Allison Jane Catherine Ryan. Janjin Grace To. Valentini Tuampari. Yu Yan Xiang. Xie Hian Huang. Vice Chancellor, it is now my pleasure to present those who have been awarded higher research degrees. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy, with a thesis entitled Individual Music Therapy for Managing Neuropsychiatric Symptoms in Dementia Care Homes, Ming-Hun Shu. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy, with a thesis entitled Strategies from Drama Therapy Supervision to Augment Newly Qualified Secondary School Teachers' Experience of Self-Efficacy and Coping Strategies in Their New Role, Julianne Mullen-Williams. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy, with a thesis entitled Towards an Integrated Analysis of Musical Theater Adaptation, Structural and Thematic Methods and the Beauty and the Beast Trope, Rebecca Ann Warner. Vice Chancellor, that completes the list of graduates for me to present to you today.
Dr. Kundu, thank you. Each year, Anglia Ruskin University confers a number of honorary awards on individuals outstanding in their field of endeavour and who we hope will act as a source of inspiration to those of you crossing the platform today. Their stunning achievements should make us realise that our own success to date is merely a starting point, and they pose the question, shouldn't we too aspire to success such as theirs? I now call upon Deputy Vice-Chancellor Professor Roderick Watkins to come to the podium to read the citation for the award of Doctor of Music, honoris causa, to Professor Michael Thorne, CBE.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my very great pleasure to read the citation for Professor Michael Thorne, CBE, for the award of Honorary Doctor of Music. Mike Thorne is a mathematician, musician, and conductor, a passionate Wagnerian, and former Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University. Some people will say that mathematics is pure logic and music pure emotion, yet the connections between the two have fueled endless academic study. And Mike Thorne's achievements in both mathematics and music provide further evidence that this theoretical connection is real. With a first-class degree in mathematics from the University of London and a PhD in computational group theory from the University of Birmingham, Mike's mathematical abilities are unquestioned, and his musical gifts are equally impressive. He is a talented bassoonist and a highly respected conductor with a long history of conducting outstanding performances of hugely ambitious repertoire. Mike began his career in academia at University College London in 1978. In 1979, he was recruited by Cardiff University, where he was to spend the next decade. And in 1989, he made his move into management at Sunderland University, where he served as Pro-Vice-Chancellor. In 1998, he was appointed Vice Principal of Napier University in Edinburgh. And in 2001, Mike was appointed Vice-Chancellor at the University of East London, where he furthered his reputation as an inspiring leader. Mike came to Anglia Ruskin as Vice-Chancellor in 2007, and his impact was both immediate and long-lasting. Demonstrating remarkable drive and energy, he led our university into a period of unprecedented growth in student numbers across undergraduate and postgraduate programs in the UK and overseas. Research was at the very top of his agenda. Mike felt passionately that if our university was to be recognized internationally, then progress must be built on a foundation of world-leading research. And Anglia Ruskin subsequently grew very significantly the number of doctorally qualified staff, and by 2014 had doubled the number of world-leading ref entries. But Mike was equally passionate about promoting teamwork and institutional pride at Anglia Ruskin, and he was instrumental in creating a positive, upbeat approach to achieving goals and overcoming challenges. And concrete evidence of his achievements is all around us, from our research institutes to our MedBic Innovation Centre to our postgraduate medical institute, which laid the foundations for our new School of Medicine. In parallel with this academic career, Mike has been an extraordinarily active musician and conductor. In the 1980s, he conducted the Cardiff Chamber Orchestra and the City of Cardiff Symphony Orchestra. In the 1990s, he conducted the new Tyneside Orchestra and the Tynedale Symphony Orchestra. And each year from 2001 to 2013, he conducted a Wagner opera with the Edinburgh Players Opera Group, including 2 complete ring cycles. During his academic career, Mike served with distinction on the boards and advisory panels of many educational organizations. He was a member of the Scottish Education Funding Council, non-executive director of Scottish Universities for Industry programme, and chair of the Open Learning Foundation. He has also written, co-authored, and edited a great many books and academic papers, and been a shrewd contributor to numerous TV and radio programs. In 2016, in recognition of his services to education, Mike was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire. Mike Thorne is a celebrated mathematician, musician, and a visionary academic leader with long-standing links to our university. He will be an inspirational role model for us all and for our students. We are delighted to welcome back Mike Thorne to our Anglia Ruskin community. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present Professor Michael Thorne, CBE, for the award of Doctor of Music honoris causa.
The other way around.
As Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University, it's my honour to confer on you, Michael Philip Thorne, the award of Honorary Doctor of Music honoris causa. Congratulations from all of us, Mike. And to face the front bit. Well done.
I've been nervous about making this speech. So I asked I have 3 sons, and I said, look, I need a joke. There's going to be lots of young minds in the room. Can you tell me something that's going to make me sound really cool? And the parents in the room will understand this. My oldest son looked at me, he said, just don't bother going. Thank you, thank you. Now you know what it's like in the Thorne household. Vice-Chancellor, colleagues from Anglia Ruskin University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to all of you graduating here today. I didn't have to pass a single exam for mine, but there was coursework ranging from reading government circulars to getting all 650 pages of a Wagner opera full score into my head. Much of my remarks are going to be, when I get to the pith of what I want to say, echoing Vice-Chancellor Ian Martin's view about, how is the world going? Is it optimistic or pessimistic? And I don't know if you know, Ian, about the 2 scientists who decided they would construct a rigorous experiment to prove whether the world is indeed optimistic or pessimistic. So here's the experiment they designed. They took a slice of bread, buttered it on one side, and they threw it into the air, and if it landed butter side up, then that's an optimistic world, and if it landed butter side down, that's a pessimistic world, and that would be the scientific proof. So they buttered the bread, threw it up in the air, and it landed. And the first scientist, the one of an optimistic persuasion, said, look, there you are, butter side up, it's an optimistic world. And the other one said, no, sorry, you buttered the wrong side of the bread. Last weekend, much of Britain faced Storm Callum. I also would like to congratulate Vice-Chancellor Professor Ian Martin and his team for steering Anglia Ruskin so successfully through Storm Teresa. Today's government, having built on Tony Blair's disastrous policies to make this without doubt the worst era for the UK university system in my lifetime. Thanks to Professor Martin and his colleagues at Anglia Ruskin, they have made sure that this institution has weathered the storm better than most. And indeed, of course, Anglia Ruskin now finds itself in the top 350 universities worldwide. Ian, we wish you well as you return to your adopted home in Australia. Thank you. Fundamentally in this speech today, I'm supposed to give my fellow graduates some advice. My problem with this is that my first piece of advice is, don't always take it. From secondary school onwards, I've always split my time between maths and music, as you heard. My brilliant maths teacher told me not to do a PhD because I was broader than that. I ignored him. When contemplating a musical career in one of the armed forces bands, which in those days offered the equivalent of degree apprenticeships, my brilliant music teacher said, don't, there's more music in you than that, and I took that advice. So I think getting on is all about the choices we make. Successive governments over 3 decades have established a prevailing view of education which is an instrumental one, note the pun, namely that education is simply here for jobs. Subjects have been divided into good and bad, and students discouraged from choosing bad subjects like music and art in favour of good subjects like maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. Of course, leading members of both main political parties have themselves typically chosen to study at university what in their grown-up lives they imply are time-wasting and rubbish subjects at university, such as philosophy and politics, subjects they portray as being as far away from earning a living as anything could be. So government policy has been clear for decades. For the ruling elite, choose something that interests you. For the rest of us, we should choose something which will much more obviously contribute to the economy. It reminds me of the joke which says that if you must choose between two evils, then pick the one you've never tried before. Maybe the moral is choose your politicians carefully. I don't find it surprising that employers bemoan the fact that many school leavers and graduates arrive at their first job lacking any interest in the relevant commercial endeavour. The government message is unambiguous. What you study is a means to an end. You get qualifications and they get you a job. It's hardly surprising, to my mind, therefore, that graduates arrive at the factory gates and similarly see the workplace as a means to an end, earning lots of money, rather than something of intrinsic interest. Just 23% of university students in the UK say they are studying for the love of their subject. Well done, all of you here today, for choosing something that interests you. I recommend you make that choice throughout life. According to recently revised predictions by Public Health England, we can expect to live until we're around 80 years old, enjoying 63 years of that in good health. Because of the cost of pensions, people will now have to work until they are 70. So please, don't choose to do a job because the money is all right, but you hate it. That is the equivalent of serving a life sentence for no crime. I've been very lucky and have never had a job that I didn't enjoy doing. Someone said that if you want luck, then the harder you work, the more you will have of it. And that brings me to another recommended choice. Choose to work hard, you'll get more out of things. As well you know, owning a gym membership card isn't quite enough to get fit. Choose to work with colleagues who are better than you and learn from them. That has been the fundamental secret of my success both in universities and in music. Choose your partner carefully. I would have had much less success without the support of my wife and family, who have nurtured me through thick and thin, including through the loss of my wife to cancer. By the way, she would have edited that bit out of the speech. Finally, thank you, Anglia Ruskin University, for doing me this great honour. An enormous thank you to all those people in my musical world who have contributed to my ambitious projects so cheerfully and ably. And special thanks to my new partner, Jenny Wigram, for opening up new musical horizons and much, much more. And congratulations again to all of today's graduates. Anglia Ruskin is proud of you, and you will be rightly proud of Anglia Ruskin. Thank you.
Professor Thorne, congratulations. We now continue with our main business for today's ceremony, the presentation of those receiving awards. And I call upon Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean of Faculty, Professor Ruth Taylor, to come to the podium to present to the Vice-Chancellor graduates from the Faculty of Medical Science. Professor Taylor.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you graduates from the Faculty of Medical Science. For the award of Diploma of Higher Education, Operating Department Practice, Sarah Clarkson. Sandra Diane Coulson. Denise Claire Cox. Stuart Terence Davis. Paul Michael Day. Madeline Emery. Yatta Hakkanen. Binas Husseini. Megan Kiddy. Elizabeth Lovejoy. Charlotte Meads. Stephen Morley. Suraj Sukumar. Bihandra Usman. Marin Whiting. For the award of Diploma of Higher Education, Paramedic Studies, Robin Paul Booth. Amber Bradbury. Callum Gillan Brown. Gemma Amber Brusher. Samantha Cameron. Lewis Casey. Wendy Isabel Cocking. Matthew Crawshaw. Jamie Daniels. Lloyd David Martin Davis. Thomas Mark Day. Jennifer Donnelly. Curtis Tyler Dorban. Nikki Veronica Earle. Shane Finnegan. Napoleon Georgiulius. Lindsay Gold. Sharon Harker. Matthew Andrew James. Callum Johnson. Matthew Douglas Johnston. Kristen Emmy Kenworthy. Laura Jane Kitchen. Debbie Lansdell. Alex James Meadowcroft. James Christopher Pearson. Nikita Price. James Quain. Hannah Elizabeth Rabit. Catherine Ratai. Daniel John Rawlings. Matthew Riley. Catherine Saunders. Richard James Arthur Saunders. David Anthony Denny Saville. Domenico Ciani. Suzanne Louise Smith. Alistair James Theobald. Kelly Marie Thompson. Tom Waltham. Lewis Wellham. Lindsay Rebecca Weller. Andrew Weston. Michael Charles Whitcomb. Ruby Wood. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours Paramedic Science, Michael Bentley. Sarah Louise Bevan. Charlie Bishop. Mark Cooper. Sean Cowell. Karis Duffy. Jamie Alexander Hahn. Jamie Louise Harper. Catherine Neve Hill. Danny Jennings. Sarah Lewis. Samantha Love. Xantia Quayle-Mees. Jonathan Slater. Manisha Tank. Bethany Wilson. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Decontamination Sciences, Tracy Ellis. Anthony James Hurd. Sarah O'Brien. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Health and Social Care, Sarah Ayodele. Heidi Joanne Morton. Julie Ann Goran. Farhat Ruxana. Rachel Alice Voice. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours Healthcare Science, Physiological Sciences, Laima Begum Ali Akbar. Hannah Rebecca Allison Blakemore. Michael Boateng. Terence Caller. Catherine Dunnell. Gracie Gilbert. Naomi Gomez. Aaron Lacose. Abby Louise Meeson. Rebecca Morris. Hannah Rashid. Merlin Elizabeth Sam. Joe Topham. Beatriz Vasquez Azevedo. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Leadership and Management in Health and Social Care, Lucina Stefania Domoradska. Abby Georgina Martin. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Management and Leadership in Health and Social Care, Kevin Andrews. Kelly Clayton. Stuart Ernest Haig. Claire Kimberly High. Safiso Leonora Giotto. Catherine Amanda Keating. Irene Madare. Anissa Massoud. Timothy Reed. Julie Richardson. Adam Carl Tier. For the award of Master of Science, Healthcare Management, Josephine Mary Smiter Chilvers. Lisa Hyam. Shazia Hussain. Tara Lucky. Simangaliso Esnath Malalawazi. Emma Morris. Helen Elizabeth Munsey. Bernadette Louise Roach. Wayne Anthony Thorne. For the award of Master of Science, Medical and Healthcare Education, Joanne Catherine Fisher. Anand Cannon. For the award of Master of Science, Advanced Practice, Joanne Louise Coleman. For the award of Master of Science, Magnetic Resonance Imaging, John Paul Sahibo. For the award of Master of Science, Public Health, Richard Allen. Marion Leonie Binns. Brittany R. Brooks. Stephanie Page Bundock. Taffy Chirawadsa. Chiramwiwa Charity Chitungo. Mizuki Ichikawa. Francine Makwea. Helen Nyambura. Oluche Oguntaimhim. Nelly Summer. For the award of Master of Surgery, Plastic and Aesthetic Surgery Practice, Hussein Ali Khan. For the award of Master of Surgery, Urology, Mohammed Ahmed Abdel Hafiz Abu Yusuf. Asif Huda Ansari. Lisa Farquhar. For the award of Master of Surgery, Orthopedics, Anandansu Basu. Hassan Mohammed Tawfiq Farwi. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you today those who have been awarded higher research degrees. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy with a thesis entitled Optimizing RV-PA ventriculo-arterial coupling to improve RV diastolic function in patients with cardiopulmonary disorders, Richard Axel. For the award of Doctor of Medicine by Research with a thesis entitled Assessment of Response to Chemoradiotherapy in Locally Advanced Rectal Cancers by Magnetic Resonance Texture Analysis, Medhat Acker. Vice-Chancellor, that completes the list of graduates for me to present to you today.
Professor Taylor, thank you. We are now nearing the end of the ceremony, but first I should like to ask Catherine Dunnell, one of our wonderful new graduates, to come to the podium to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of all of those receiving awards today.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates. It's a pleasure to offer the vote of thanks today from myself and on behalf of the students graduating at this ceremony. When I first started Anglia Ruskin, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be stood here today addressing a large crowd. I started Anglia Ruskin as a shy 18-year-old and left as a slightly more venturesome 21-year-old who was brave enough to stare a cardiac arrest in the face and ultimately save a life. It's often said that it takes a whole village to raise a child, a graduate, and this is certainly true at Anglia Ruskin. Over the years, we have been fortunate enough to have the support of a team of dedicated and motivated lecturers who have been there whatever the time of day and however silly the query may be. We must also mention the committed senior staff who are always busy ensuring that our courses give us everything we need to thrive and flourish. An important mention must go to all of the important background team who make sure that everything runs smoothly and that we are never too far from a friendly face to help us through tough times. Furthermore, the past 3 years would not have been possible without the continuing support of our families, friends, and fellow colleagues, both in and out of practice, who have graced us with food, laughs, and hugs when it all gets too much. Graduates, there have been good times and hard times throughout our university lives, but the fact that we are stood here today is a testament of our successes and achievements. In the current age, material success is a heavy influence on our lives, a force to be reckoned with, but I ask that you follow your dreams and desires. From this day forward, let us take each opportunity as it comes and live life with no regrets. Life is too short. Today may mark the end of our academic career, whether it's forever, temporary, or left open-ended, but the most exciting part of life starts now. I hereby wish you the best in all of your future endeavours. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Catherine, thank you and well done. I now call for one final time on the Vice-Chancellor to address the new graduates. Vice-Chancellor.
And now, will all those who have been presented to me here on the stage please stand? As Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University, I hereby admit you to the degrees, diplomas, and awards for which you have been presented to me here today. As a member now of the community of scholars, take all that you have learned into society and uphold the values of freedom of thought and scholarship. From all of us here to all of you, our warmest congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Oh, I haven't got it either. Oh, I have. I've got one. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the ceremony, and I hereby declare proceedings closed. Can I ask everybody to stand now for the academic procession?